Nice. Hello. Sorry, I'm just letting people know. I will get my... There we go. Let me just shuffle it. There we go. I've got my laptop here so I can see comments as well. So hello, Carla, Heidi, and Rebecca. Thank you for staying up so late too. Oh, France, that's cool. Good morning, Elizabeth. All right, so as promised, I have not sewn one of these. I have printed the instructions so that we know what we're doing. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, so I have not made this. I don't really know what I'm doing. I did like a quick read over and then that's all. Oh, we have a lot of people today. I love it. No, you didn't miss it. I'm here, I promise. I was actually meant to go horse riding today, but then I remembered I'm doing this, so I didn't go. I'm just cool like that. It's fine. Ugh. All right. So I didn't have any zipper by the meter or yard that matched. So I'm actually going to use a jacket zip and just cut it up. Because why not? Ugh. Awesome. I'll give everybody just another minute and then I will start. I have pre-done 2 bobbins, cut all my stuff, and I have already marked my center lines on these because it's quicker and easier. And I've cut out my second one. So for anybody that doesn't like going back and watching lives, I'm going to do a non-live. Hello, Susie. Hello, Cindy. We've got our moderators for weirdos that come in. I love it. Thank you for joining me, Norma, at all. It's very cool. I'm very excited. I love that you guys love this because I love doing them. It's like a weird little happy thing I get to do every morning. Unfortunately, I can't do them at my night time because I've got a 3-year-old, so he'd just keep coming in the whole time. Yeah. We're all set. You do love my humor. Oh, that's good. I'm doing this one now. I just want to show you, I'm making myself something. I never make myself something. I bought this fabric for myself. It's like cool green skulls. So I'm making myself a Linette, and then I have embroidered my logo on the front, which makes me very, very happy. So this will be the non-live version of the bag. So if you want to go back and just get the actual how to do it. Ugh. Hello everyone, sorry, I've just looked back and I've missed like a whole bunch of you. I have a 3 and a 1-year-old, know how you feel. Yes, I actually let my child sit on my lap and help me. We just sew very slowly on those days, but he loves it. All right, we've got 34 people. I think we should start. So I'm going to start with my handles because I've just put a new bobbin in, and because this is the easy part I don't have to check the instructions for. We're going with a new roll of tape because I've gone through the last 25-meter roll, which is fine. So like with all straps, so these straps I'm doing today, I've gone 4 inches wide. So they're just going to all be this because I thought it might make it look a little bit more, I don't know, classy maybe. And because I'm using an upholstery weight on the outside, it was going to fray and be horrible to try and do the half and half. So I've just opted for the easy option, not going to lie. Hello, Rona. I do try and warn everybody. I gave you guys like a full 2 days notice on this one, and then kept updating you because it excites me. And I also popped it in the So Whatever group. So if anybody saw it from there, hello and welcome. I do have a group if you want to get more frequent updates on stuff. So this morning, it's only 9 a.m. here. I got 2 more orders already this morning. So I will be doing a video on the Stella by Swoon, and I have to make another Denver. So I might do a live for the Denver. You never know. So anybody that's from Australia, this vinyl is like a leather look vinyl that I got from Spotlight. So Spotlight has this really cool stuff for anybody that's in Australia or New Zealand. So it's got like this leather look. It's kind of multi-tonal. It was really cool. And I think it's currently on sale. I should definitely do them live. Yes, I will. I promise. Do you guys prefer lives or my non-lives? Or would you prefer one of each? Because, like, I'm going to do one of each of this anyway. You made the Stella. I love Stella. We're even going to do piping on the Stella. Don't hate Stella, Nicola. It's awesome. Alright, so I'm on a 3 3/4 stitch length. And again, so I'm going to fold it down and have the join away from me, because this is the best way to get nice even handles without clipping, because I'm a little bit lazy and don't like clipping things. I'm using a 1/8 seam allowance, again, like I usually do. And I've got so this thread is the Vardnum thread. It doesn't matter to me. I'm retired. I really need insight to do piping. Yeah, wicked. I love piping. I think it looks awesome. And now that I have like a whole roll of blank piping, I can just kind of go to town on everything. I've actually been thinking ways to incorporate it into other bags, just because apparently this week I'm obsessed with piping. So I like all the tips. Yeah, nice. I get a lot of people asking me what machine that they should buy. Unfortunately, I don't really know the answer to that, because it ultimately depends on what you want to sew. I bought this machine because I like making clothes. So this does both clothes and bags. But if you're only doing bags, you should probably get a walking machine, because it can handle thicker stuff than this. Or if you like to sew with leather and not vinyl, this machine is not really made for that either. Alright. One strap, beautifully done. This stuff's got like a bit of a squishiness to it, which I really kind of digging it. I like it. Oh, also, I am using bigger hardware than the pattern says. So I ordered 1-inch strap adjusters, and they sent me 1 1/4 inch. So what I do is I take out this middle bit, which you're going to see me do, and then I'm going to use them as my strap connectors instead. So when they send you the wrong stuff, this is a great solution. So excited. Caught you live. Oh, good. Welcome. All right, second strap. Off we go. I'm also going to do a shout out to my moderators. Thank you for volunteering, because I really do appreciate it. I can't do that and do this. So thank you guys. All right, in half and in half again. More strapness. I've gone with gold hardware with my pineapples, because pineapples are theoretically yellow. So I thought it would go more. Sometimes I try and match. Although, to be honest, my inside and my outside of this bag don't actually match at all. Like, the fabrics are really opposite, but they've both got pineapples, so I'm just going with it. Yes, there are a lot of crazies. The last live video I did, we had some person call me out for not being a virgin, which I just thought was weird. Like, it's a weird thing to shout at me. Not gonna lie. Definitely weird. What tape are you using? So this is cheap double-sided tape from the Reject Shop. So if you're in Australia, you know what the Reject Shop is. These are like 25 meter rolls for $2.50. It's nothing fancy. It's just normal strap stuff. I tend to find that if it's not going to hold, if you're struggling to make your strap stick, get yourself one of these. It's like a scraper, I guess. I think it's designed to do vinyl and putting like vinyl on, so you scrape it like that. So what I do is, if I'm struggling, here, I'll do it on this end. What I'll do is I'll take the non-fluffy end and I will push down and scrape across it, and that creates more of a fold on the edge, which allows it to stay down and helps it stick to it. So these are like, I don't know, $2 or $3 from Bunnings. So a hardware shop for those not in Australia. But yeah, so I just scrape it down, and what it does is it helps push it on and create the crease so it won't pop open again. Yeah. I hope that helps. That's what I do. So some of it depends on what the backing is on the vinyl. This one's got like a bit of almost like a felt on the back of it, so I knew that this was going to be very sticky, which is why I didn't use it. But when I'm using glitter vinyl, I definitely use the scraper, because glitter vinyl is so stiff it pops back open. So scraping the edges helps fold it and then keep it there for you. I'm actually going to go on a mission and find more glitter vinyl in Australia, because Spotlight stopped selling it and I really want some black glitter vinyl. Oh no, there's a thunderstorm. I appreciate you showing up anyway, Vivi, even if you can't stay due to terrible reception. Hello, Judy. I'm the lady that gave you the hint about the 3/4 bias tape. Aha, here you are. I did give you a shout out, but I didn't remember your name because I'm terrible with names. I will be buying one of those. Alright, so that's the straps done. I'm just going to singe the end of this because I cut it a little bit too long. And I'm also going to square up my end. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's just like a little bit that's a bit too high. So I'm just going to square it up now. Because why not? Alright, pop those aside. Straps done. Next up, we have the strap connectors. No, the connecting straps, not the strap connectors. I'm glad you just mentioned the bias tape, because I ordered a while ago, just realized I haven't received it yet. Ah! Yeah, our post at the moment, it's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. I've been waiting on hardware for like 2 months now. I am actually starting to get low, which is not good. So I don't know if you noticed in my last video, I used a silver zip with antique bronze hardware because I'm out of antique bronze zips and I'm still just waiting for them to show up. I've ordered like 400 of them. They're just not here. All right. promise one day I'm going to remember to do most of this off camera so you don't just watch me sticky taping all day. Yeah, I'm waiting on my waterproof canvas too, actually. Although I'm not expecting that for at least another 2 weeks. And if the person's on here that ordered your hardware from me yesterday, I will be doing this video and then going to the post office for you and sending it. I just obviously can't go before 9, and I was here to do this instead. Okay. Hello, Stormy Jack. That's a pretty cool name. I like it. Oh, come on, tape. My nail broke. So I usually use my nail to get off the backing, and I broke my nail. So now it's just harder. So now you can watch me struggle. It's not even that I chew them. They just, I don't know, break. So I'm also going to be doing the stitch down the center of these because I really like the look of it. I just had to check then. I thought I cut these the wrong size, but we're fine. I can't make bags because I lost my sewing room. Oh no, why don't you get one of those cool portable tables you can put your sewing machine on? Then you can just wheel it around the house. That would be my solution. And then sit it right in front of the television and just take over the lounge room. Yes. Look at you, Susie. You were like all over this moderator stuff. I love it. So exciting. I've also got nearly 2,000 subscribers. So thanks, guys, because like a month ago, I didn't even have 1,000. That's so cool. Also, next up, after I do this and then the non-live version of this bag, I will be doing the Hopping laptop case because I'm all about the laptop at the moment. I'm not really sure why. I just am. I like them. So I'll be doing that. And then I'm going to do the Demi wallet by Lynn's Handmade. So they are the next 2 videos. Thank you for subscribing. I love it. All right. So now I'm going to stitch 1/8 from the center on each side, and I'm going to have the join up so that I can see what I'm doing. Sewing party at 2K. You know what? As soon as we get to 2,000 people, let's do like a sister swap thing where you can like make something and send it to someone else, because that looks like it's going to be so much fun. So if I get to 2,000 subscribers, we'll do that. How's that for a deal? Just to encourage people. I only share the good stuff to my people. Oh, thank you. All right. So I'm just using my foot as a guide in the center. I've even picked what we're gonna do for the swap, by the way. This is all in my head. It's been in my head for a while. And it's a free pattern. And it's gonna be super cute. But that's all I'm gonna tell you. I'd also like to point out I have deliberately picked a contrasting color so that we're going to see all the threads. How do you keep the needle from getting gummed up? I don't. It just doesn't. I think it's because my sticky tape is like a cheap quality. I don't think it's overly sticky, therefore it doesn't stick to it. But if it does end up getting a little bit of gummy stuff, I either just pick it off with my nails or I get like eucalyptus on a cloth and just wipe it over it. I definitely do not have non-stick needles, but it does sound cool that they exist. Or alcohol wipes, there we go. I am using thread, it's called M40 in Australia, which I assume is the 69 in America. The Tex, because you guys use Tex and we use M. Not that I know what M stands for. I should really ask the guy that, actually. Lighter fluid takes the glue off as well. There we go. So lighter fluid, alcohol, or eucalyptus. Do they have needles that are non-stick? That's so cool. Alright, so me and these things. I deliberately did this on camera so that you can see, because otherwise I'm never going to use these. So I'm just going to pull the middle bit out with some pliers. And ta-da! We have loops. I mean, don't go, if you deliberately buy the right size, this is possibly a waste, but they refunded me because they wouldn't send me, I was happy to send them back and get the size I wanted, and they wouldn't do it. So this is how I'm going to get use out of them. So just take the middle bit out, and then we have awesome rings. Metric. Oh, that makes sense. See, I didn't think of that. Because I've got these in gunmetal grey too. So I ordered them from the same people and they sent me like so many of the wrong things. I actually might do gunmetal grey on my bag. I'm not sure. Gunmetal grey or silver. I haven't decided yet. Alright, so I always take the end with the join and slide it on so that I can hide that bit. And then I'm going to fold it 1 inch down and clip it with my clips. It's a fun little trick if you're running out of hardware. Like at the moment when we can't get any, it's a great solution to still be able to sew. I also use this size on Rosie because I like the thicker strap on the Rosie by Swoon. I only know because hubby and I spent forever finding a supplier in Australia. Oh, there you go. Who'd you end up with as your supplier? Is it Videnum Threads? Yes, yes. They're based in Euroa, which is like an hour from me. So if I feel the need, I'm going to drive down there. All right. So now we're going to grab our outside and a ruler. We need a ruler. And then a erasable marking pen. So because this is a light fabric, I am going to use my erasable friction pen, which you can get from like anywhere. They have them at Coles and Woolworths and like office supply shops. And I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to fold it in half to find the center. And then clip it with knot clippers so I don't get my finger. Okay, so there's the center. And what does it say to do? 3.5 inches out. Right then. I turn it that way so I know what I'm doing. That to there. That seems really high. Yeah, I don't want them that high. All right, so I'm only going to do 10 inches up. Because the other ones just seemed really, really high, and I don't want them to go up that high. I think it'll annoy me when I'm using the bag. Alright, and I'm ruling, I know you probably can't see this, but I'm also ruling across the top to make sure that if this stretches or anything, they're still going to be even. So I'm going to measure it on both. So again, fold it in half to find my center. Saw the skull zipper pulls. Oh, that's cool. All right. Do. Yep, there we go, and across the top. Hello, Cassandra, welcome. Okie dokie. Move all of this out of the way. Now, if you struggle with these and they slip on you, just stick another piece of double-sided tape on the back and stick it to the bag. It can't move if it's stuck there. All right, so I'm going to line up my edge along my drawn line like that. And I'm going to backstitch because I always backstitch. And then, because I've changed how tall I want them, I'm going to slide this down more and tuck it just under more so that they sit where I want. Turn. And backstitch. Oh, see? Pretty. And then, because the bag's too big, I'm just going to fold it over so I can get it under my machine. So don't be worried about folding it. You can always go and press it again if it gets like a permanent crease. Alright, get my tail out of the way. Needle down, adjust this top bit. Like so. What are the finished dimensions? I don't know because I didn't print the front page. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was 17 inches wide, and the rest I don't remember. I just looked at that and went, "Ooh, that's big," and that's all I got. Two down, two to go. Oh, thank you. I'm very, very excited that I can now run sewing lessons. I applied for it in January. They only got back to me yesterday. Super exciting. And I've already had like 4 people book themselves in, which is very cool. Most people actually just want to learn how to sew clothes and stuff from me though, so. And I promise, even though I'm going to do lessons, I will still be doing videos. And I promise I will keep up at least 1 a week, but hopefully 2 to 3. Late night sewing party, I love it. So I don't know if you can see that, but because this has got like a little bit of squishiness in them, I'm just using my fingers to push it down. I'm walking like this over the fabric just to push it down and make sure that it's not going to shift or stretch or anything, because we don't want to stretch it. That would suck. Now, fold it over. So I'm doing one-on-one classes. So basically they get to choose what they want to make, and I will teach them how to read patterns and how to do stuff. But I will start doing more clothing on my YouTube channel as well, because I have a bunch of fabric that I have bought to make myself dresses. I just haven't been in a hurry to do it because it's winter here and I won't get to wear them for like 6 months. Alright. Chop off all your tails, just so they stay out of the way. $4:30 in the afternoon. Oh, that's not bad. Alright. Done skis. So now we want all of our accent panels, to which I am apparently missing one. You know what? I'll find it in a minute. It's fine. We are on page 4, if anybody's following along with the pattern. Yay! So to avoid any slippage... Yeah, wow. I used to come from quite a warm climate, so I could wear dresses every day. So my wardrobe has a lot more dresses than other stuff. Also, where I made myself that awesome hoodie. I heard you mention in a previous video that you live on an army base. I do. And I will. It was actually my child's 4th birthday yesterday. So we went up to where my husband actually works, and he got everybody to like stand in army formation and sing happy birthday. It was like the coolest thing ever. My child was so happy. It was great. I am in Puckapunyal, Victoria, which is ironic because my name's also Victoria, but whatever. It's cool. This one. My birthday's on Sunday. So my child's was yesterday, and then me and my husband have the same birthday, and we're 4 days after him. So it's my birthday Sunday, to which I'm going to try and get him to let me do a video, but we'll see, because it's his birthday too, so I don't know. All right, so I have double-sided taped them on so they can't fall off, and now I'm going to stitch them down because, you know, that's so neat. And I'm older. I'm like 12 hours older, or 8 or 12, something. So we do have quarantine. They're actually just starting to ease restrictions. So as of the 1st of June, I'm allowed to have visitors again, but they're only allowed to come to my house and then leave. How much are my sewing lessons? Very, very cheap. Because I just like that people sew. You have inspired me to take the plunge and sew a bonnie. Oh, good! Make sure you backstitch, even though it is an accent panel too, by the way. Just while I'm still sewing. My husband's birthday is Friday. We'll tell him happy birthday from me. A random person on the internet. It's not weird at all. Now this one's going to get tricky, so fold your bag so it doesn't hit here, because if that hits, it's going to mess up your beautiful stitch work. So you just fold it. See? Beautiful. One side done. Where would you sign up for a lesson? You just message me. If you live near me, just message me on Facebook. That's what everybody else has done. Or if you live near the base, when they allow it, I'm going to go back to doing lessons there as well. I just like helping people. I think that's my thing. Right, so that's actually actually hitting the laptop, so I'm going to fold that over. Ooh, you just got a dookie. That's cool. Alright, I have to turn off the machine and find my other piece. I know I've cut it. I know it's here somewhere. I've temporarily misplaced one of my pieces. Hold on. Got it. Nope. Oh, man. This is not ideal. Ha! It's on the floor. We're fine. I found it. I need a bigger, like, side table to hold all my pieces on so I can organize my life better. I will work on that, I promise. I do hear Jukies are the way to go. Hello, Angela. He probably could whip me up a table, but I have a desk not being used just over there. When I first started making bags, I decided that I didn't want a machine, but I got to a point where I was making so many that it was easier. But I bought this one secondhand, so I felt like it was much more monetarily better for me. I need to rearrange my room again, so you're soon probably going to have a different background, because I need all my hardware closer. And I just need to shuffle a few things. So I'm probably going to do that. Hello, Betty. In Canada. That's cool. All right. So outsides are done. Where's my instructions? We have now done page 4. We're up to the zip. So I'm just using a jacket zip because it's the only one in yellow that I have. So technically it has like a disattachment thing at the end, but we're just gonna chop that off. So I know how long I need it. I need it this long because the pattern says so. But I'm gonna use my zipper cutting scissors, not my good ones. And so when you're cutting these teeth, the resin teeth, I just cut them so you can kind of cut between the gap so that you don't actually have to try and cut the resin. You just cut in between them. So this is a Swoon pattern, so swoonpatterns.com, I believe, and you can purchase it from there. Okay, so now we just need a strap end, and what's the bet I didn't cut one? Sugar. Sugar, sugar, that's right. I will just chop off a chunk and do it that way. Okay. I'm not that efficient. I just forgot a piece. But thank you. All right. So I'm just going to guess how big I want this. And then I'm just going to cut it. So I'm going to go the width of the zipper, and then I'm just going to use a pen to draw a line on this to make the right size, like so. And now I have a zipper tab. Huzzah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half and then just stitch that down like so. If it's going to shift on you, just put down a little bit of double-sided tape. Now I'm going to have to manually crank a lot of this, and I'm going to use double-sided tape because it's a resin teeth and I won't be able to sew through the resin teeth. It'll just snap the needle. So I'm going to manually crank and kind of go in between. So it is AM in Thursday here. I do use waterproof canvas. I've got a whole bunch coming. So when I have it, I will start doing it in videos. I also will sell it on my website. Okay. So I'm going to find halfway like this. So I'm folding it halfway. And then I'm just going to slot this in. And the double-sided tape will now stick it down. So I don't have to hold it because this is going to make it much easier to sew. So what I'm going to do is make sure I've got enough tail that it's not going to get knotted. And I'm going to go down first because I know there's no resin teeth there. So I'm going to lock it in an easy side and then I'll do the other ones. So we're going to go 3 cranks and then back through the first one and then down, pivot. Now I'm going to manually crank this because I know that there's resin teeth and I don't want to stab them. You just purchased your brother during the pandemic. Well, that's exciting. I figure it's a good time to if you need to justify it to your other half, the pandemic and your sanity is probably a good excuse at this point. Oh, okay, so I was really lucky that actually went through the middle of the zipper teeth without any drama. But manually cranking is definitely the way to go with the resin teeth. But now I have a zipper tab, so now it can't come undone. Where do I get it from? Wait, I missed something. Where do we get what from? Oh, where do I get the waterproof canvas from? Overseas. So I bought it in like crazy amounts of bulk. So I've got 10 meters of 11 colors. I have 110 meters coming. Because, you know, you guys might want some. And you can't really find it in Australia, unfortunately. Oh, I'm going to do another Denver soon. I was asked today to do a flamingo Denver. So I don't know if you're in my group and you saw the flamingo Nora that I did, but I've been asked to do something similar, but with Denver. So that will be coming too. Alrighty. Now for the hard bit, because I haven't read it. Use the main panel marker zipper placement. Alright. So we need to get your pattern and mark the parts. Yeah, that flamingo was very cool. Alright, so zipper placement there. And there. So that's another perk of having this in reverse. The way I stick them together, it doesn't matter which way you turn it, you can still see all the markings. It's kind of fun. Anyway. So, we zip it down, place it face down, and angle that at 45 degrees and pin it there. Oh, thank you. I'm a little bit obsessed with my embroidery machine again. So I will most likely be doing a lot of embroidered bags. It's my thing. So I'm using lots of clips just because I don't really know how this is going to go. Okay. Do that. So it looks like we're going to do a tacking. So I'm just going to make sure that this particular stitch is in the seam allowance. and back stitch when I get to the bit. So that's my zip now attached. How did I print out my pattern? So I printed 2 copies of all the pattern, and then I sticky taped them together so that they're opposite, because I don't like to cut on the fold. I suck at it. I know that about myself, so I don't even try. So I just print double of everything and then stick all the pieces together. And so you'll notice that this side is also, when you turn it over, this side. So it's only 1/2 that's got the things, but it's on both sides. That's how I have combated my problem. Okay, so now we're going to take our lining piece and make sure that my zipper is all the way undone so I can fold it down out of the way. And then we're going to pin this to this. So you just have to make sure that your zipper here is down out of the way. That's what the pattern suggests. So I'm going to fold it over like I did my other end. So I print my patterns just to actual size on a normal printer at home. All right, so pin that. I've done that. Lining, right sides together. Starts exactly 1/2 inch from the edge. So, okay. So we're gonna just sew 1/2 inch from the start. We can do that. Back stitch. Get my clip jar because I'm gonna need it. And so this time now that I'm sewing up against the zipper teeth, so it's going to hide that original stitch line that I did. And again, we're going to stop 1/2 inch from the edge, like so. And if all went to plan, we should have a zip. Ah, look at that, guys. It worked. How exciting. See, so the zipper teeth just start where you want them to. Yes. All right, let's sit outside. We got this. So that way up. So then that way down. And I didn't mark the points. All right, you need to mark the points, guys. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Because this is erasable, it won't matter if you go like a really long line, because these just iron away. I'm pretty impressed with that. We did good. For anybody that's just tuned in, please know that I've never done this pattern before. This is just like winging it from the get-go. That's where I'm at. All right, right sides together. So if you ever get confused, zip up your zip and go again. Always works for me. And then fold that at a 45-degree angle and clip it. We're going to go all the way to our other marking. I'm not sure if you can see this. Sorry, I'm hidden behind my machine. Put lots of clips so things don't slip and slide. That was probably an overkill, but whatever. Now, if you were doing double zipper tape by the yard, you could actually separate it and put this on at the end, which means you'd have 2 separate pieces, so you wouldn't have to carry around the other half of the bag. So for those doing that, that's what you should do. And then this is just going to be a basting stitch along the edge, but I will still backstitch. My theory was, how hard could it be? So I figured I'd be able to still like function in Alive. Because I've recently noticed that I find all patterns very, very like similar in construction. My brain has finally clicked with it all. But this one's obviously got a few little different tricky bits, but that's okay. We got this. All right, so other piece on top. And if you can't eyeball 1/2 inch, mark it on the piece. It's totally fine. Don't feel bad. Took me a long time to get 1/2 inch as an eyeball. I used to always mark it so that I knew what was going on. All right, fold the other zipper tape down and out of the way at the end. Because you don't want to accidentally run it over. I only do 2 of any pattern. That's fair. Alright, 1/2 inch. Make sure the zipper tape's out of the way. And then this top bit, I'm just pushing my foot right up against the zipper tape. Down the end and stop. I missed 1/2 inch then, but that's okay. You can make anything you try, I promise. I do have a serger. This camera is currently sitting on the table for the serger. Do we top stitch? I don't think so. Okay, we don't top stitch. I just thought I'd check that. Pin the bottom. So now we're going to put our base on. Whoops-a-daisy. So we're going to put our base on our outside. So right now it looks like a big mess, but I promise that this is going to come together wonderfully. I have faith. Apparently in myself, because I've never made this before. So logic dictates that the little marks that they leave is where your stabilizer should line up with. That's how that will go. Can I use my domestic machine to make this bag? I don't see why not. So far nothing's been overly thick. The thickest thing I've done actually was these straps where I did them 4 layers of vinyl. So if you're worried, just go and watch one of my other videos that does 2 layers and then fabric on top. Domestic could totally do that. And it looks really cute. I just did that because I was lazy. Because upholstery fabric was not going to be my friend trying to do that. That was all. Alright, lots and lots of clips because we like clips. And again, so we're going to start where the stabilizer starts. And I'm going to go backstitch, obviously. Oh, pushing a cord, sorry. I just moved the camera a little bit. And then backstitch. Hello, Cynthia. All right. So, now to make sure I don't get any kinks in this, because knowing my luck I would, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip this shut. Oh no. See? Now what have I done? New plan. I'm taking this off. I've got a twist in my zip because I wasn't paying enough attention, see? But I can fix it. I'm just going to chop this end off that I made so beautifully. See, and this is why I should have just done zip by the meter. So I'm using a knife to cut this off. No, I can't untwist one side because it's stuck to the other side. So it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. That's okay. I can fix it. I can fix anything if I try hard enough. So I'm just going to take the end off, untwist the one side that was twisted, and put the zip back on. It's cool. Which is what I should have done in the first place anyway, because it's easier. Line them up and push. See? Problem solved. I thought I was doing so well too. Right. So now I need another zipper end. I'm not going to use that one because that one's all yucky now. I don't want to do that. Luckily for me, I cut like a giant piece before because I was winging it. I'm still winging it. Right. So, first lesson from this I would take away is make sure your zip's just separate and sew this on in now, not before. Because that way you won't have any kinks and it won't matter. Double-sided tape. There's also a good chance I would have done this the first time I did it anyway. But don't let one little stuff up defeat you. It's not the end of the world. It's fixable. I could have unpicked it, but I feel like this is quicker. So I'm going to stick that on, chop off the excess on both sides of the zip, like so. Problem solved. So again, I'm going to do a long edge first with a nice long stitch length so that I don't over perforate my vinyl because I don't want to do that either. What's my bobbin doing? Oh, my bobbin ran out. That's good. Here's one I prepared earlier. You love my accent. That's good. I don't think I have an accent. I just sound like all my friends. We all make mistakes. I am clearly living proof of that. Twisting zippers seems to be my thing that I do a lot of. Not intentionally, obviously, but just because I don't pay enough attention. Alright. So I'm going to manually crank this because I can always make the stitch length a little bit longer so that I don't stitch over the resin teeth because unlike nylon teeth, it won't end well. Alright. I don't know if you saw that, but I had to slightly move it to make sure it was going to fit around the teeth. I wouldn't go flat stick over it though, you'll wreck it. You'll snap a needle. I have done that before. Okie dokie. I'm going to melt the ends of the thread down and out. Touch it, just don't touch it too long. Okay. Zip it back up now that I know it's fine. I'm pretty happy that I found out now and not later. That definitely could have been worse. Alright, so now I've got what looks like this, which just looks like a big muddled mess, but it'll be fine. Pocket divider. So it said not to interface my lining piece, but I did because out of habit, I just interface everything. So I've got like a lightweight interfacing on here. And I've also got my cool little stabilizer strip. So the idea of these is help hold it nice and strong for us. So we'll see. Here is my zip. So what we're going to do is work out how much zip we need. So if I go from there, it wants you to have zipper tabs, but I don't do my zipper tabs the way the pattern does. I cut 4 individual pieces. As you can see, they're not even, but it won't matter because I don't like having to like double fold the zipper tab when the end's not going to matter because it gets sewn into the seam. So I didn't do it, and I'm pretty okay with that decision. Not going to lie. All right, so what I am going to do is stitch these together at this end. Just so that they don't move on me. It's nothing fancy, and you're not going to see this. This is literally just a hold. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick 2 tabs and put them right sides together. But this way. So I want to stitch here. So I'm going to put them that way. I'm going to stitch there. And then when I fold them over, they will look beautiful. You'll be waiting while I ordered mine over a month ago. It's good to see mistakes made and fix. Yeah, that's true. Nobody's perfect. Some people do like several takes of their videos. All my videos are one take, whether they're live or not. It's just usually I'm not chatting to you. That's all. Alright, so we're going to back stitch this, and we're also going to make sure we don't sew over the metal tab, because that would suck. And I will back stitch out of habit too, even though you probably didn't need to. Alright, so now that's got an end there. Because I'm winging it, I'm just going to work out how much tab I want shown. And then chop the zip at my other finger. So again, I'm using zipper cutting scissors. You should have like a cheap and nasty pair that are for that. These weren't so much cheap and nasty, but they're now blunt and they've downgraded. I've sharpened them twice. So then again, right sides together. Now this time I will be sewing near the resin, so I'm going to want to go slowly. Alright, so there, I don't know if you can, oh, you can't really see my hand, but that's on a resin tooth. So I'm just going to move it so that I can sew between them. And then fold it back, top stitch it down. Again, don't sew the resin tooth. Sew between them, like that. So now we have our tabs on. We're going to grab a lining piece. Clip it down. I tend to have my zip more open. And then grab one of my top pieces and I'm going to add it into the clips. Now the reason I don't try and do all of this at once is because it's easier to do 2 pieces than 3. You'll find it might actually take you long trying to line them all up. Okay, back stitch when we get to the actual pocket panel. Now as I'm coming up to my zipper head, I'm going to stop and then zip it past it so it doesn't interrupt my stitching, like so. And then it wants you to take both the pieces and fold them back, and then we're going to top stitch along there. Now I'm going to make my top stitch 3 3/4 because I like the way it looks. And then I'm stitching 1/8 of an inch from the edge, just to kind of flatten it all out. You could iron this before you do this as well to get the nice iron crisp edge, but me and my finger pulling is doing about the same thing, so it's fine. Alright, so now we've got one side that is stitched on both sides, like so. Now we're going to do the other side. It's the same deal. I'm going to pin one and then add in the other. The pattern actually says that you should do all of these pieces out of the lining, so the lining all matches, but I wanted my pocket to stand out because I like to be different. I'm also liking the firmness I've got on of this pocket, because the whole point of this pocket is it's not supposed to kind of bend and have issues. So I think by how much interfacing I've put, while it will make the bag a little bit more heavy, I think it's going to sit nice and firmly. Alright, so add the other one in. Another little tip, if you've never watched one of my videos, always have your clips with the curve or the colour pointing up. They're easy to pull off while you're sewing. So if you don't like to have to stop at every clip, you can just lift and pull. Now, move your zip ahead. Always stop with your needle down, and then I'm going to just zip it open so it's out of my way. I don't know if you can see that, but it is much easier to pull the clips out. Okay, I'll fold them both over. And then kind of stretch it a little bit to make sure that there's nothing sagging, because you don't want it to catch in your zipper. That would also suck. Up to 3 3/4. I'm going to tug on the lining to make sure it's nice and flat underneath, and then I'm going to sew a section. Then I'm going to tug, finger press, and sew. The tugging, just make sure you're not going to have any weird loops going on. Okay. Oh, good. Please feel free to share it in my group when you've made it. Alright, that's page 7 done. We're nearly finished. I only printed 9 pages, so I think we were doing pretty well. Okay, so it wants you to take the lining pieces and sew the bottom. And then, thank you, Susie. There's the link to my Facebook group. I will add everybody after the video, because obviously can't do it now. And if you want to be in the sister swap thing, you will also need to be part of my group. Alright, so I've trimmed down the seam allowance to like almost nothing, but not so nothing that it will pull my stitches out, because we don't want that. And then I'm going to zip it open. Not that it really matters, but we're just going to zip it open. And then I'm going to stitch the bottoms together of the panel. So basically we're not doing the sides. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of a less seam allowance, because if this is smaller, it's definitely going to sit in nice and flat. So I'm doing less than the 1/2 inch it suggests, basically. And I will still trim it down, but it just means that this will sit all the way to the bottom without ruffling anywhere, which will make it look neater. And then again, so now we can turn it inside out. So I'm going to pull the lining through the zip and then turn it all inside out at once. So I'm going to do like a sister swap where we all sew the same thing and then you can send it to someone as a present, and then you get a present, because presents are fun. So I will be organising that. It will be international, so no matter where you live, you can play. If you only want to send yours locally, I can probably figure that out too. So if you don't want to send yours overseas, I will be doing it. So someone will get me and I will get someone, because it's just fun and I like it. All right, so now we've got like this weird barrel thing going on. But it's sitting nicely because... there we go. It's not, the lining's not sagging at all, which is awesome. When I reach 2,000 subscribers, which I'm not far off, I only need like 112 last time I checked. That's not that many. Okay. Bam. Lining middle panel. Now, how do I attach it? Pin the pocket divider and lining along the edges, sliding it between the two. The bottom edge of the divider should match up with the bottom seam. I think I over-sewed, but that's okay. I think I only had to do the lining. Right, so no, okay. Pin the pocket divider. So let's get our bagness. Oh, there you go. I'm at 1.89. We're not far off. So we're going to take out this here lining panel and we're going to pin this to it. Pin the pocket divider, sliding it between the two. The bottom edge of the divider should match up with the bottom seam. Oh, okay, right. I know what I've done wrong. So before we attach that, we have to put our bottom onto one side. That makes more sense. I was confused why we sewed the bottom if we weren't going to sew it in. So we're going to start at your little notch, back stitch, and then stitch along. To our other little notch. Like so. Now we can pin the divider on. Makes way more sense. Alright. So the pocket is deliberately smaller. I did read this. So what you do is you bring it in, because this is going to curve around so that this will sit in the middle. So what you do is you bring it over and then you pin all the layers like so. So don't freak out that it's smaller, because it is meant to be. And then you just want to make sure basically that you're 1/2 inch up from the bottom. You might start at the bottom. Actually, it's probably a better idea, because that will be where you actually join it. So, pinch it and pin it. Just making sure everything's lined up. If you think you're going to struggle, just put like a basting stitch along that side, so then it's one piece and it won't shift on you while you're trying to do this. Because mine's been a little bit shifty. And so then when we get to the pocket, the reason we did these, what are they called? Tabs, is so that you can pinch it up so that the pocket zipper is going to sit up into the middle. If you've ever made the Celine by Swoon, same principle. I love this really live type of video. Yeah, I made heaps of mistakes on the first one. That's why I used to do one before I did this. I had planned to do one of these before I did the live, but I was too tired, so I just didn't. We're just winging it. It's fine. I've stuffed up like, what, 3 or 4 times so far in this video. It's not a big deal. Just unpick it, fix it. There's not much you can't fix except a giant tear, but then you just put like a cool patch of fabric over it and make it a feature instead. And that solves that problem anyway. Thank you for being such a great teacher. You're welcome. I'm not really. I just talk out loud a lot. I finally found a use for my constant need to talk. It's great. All right, I'm going to chop off the excess of my zipper tab because we don't need it. And again, we're going to pinch it so it sits up because that's the idea. Like that. I really am just winging it. I'm not going to lie. All right, so I've pinned that. The divider isn't as wide, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it just wants us to baste that there. We can do that. Oh, look, 1 page to go, people. That means we're just up to sew the sides and we're done. Woohoo! Okay. So I'm going to baste this because it tells me to, and it says within your seam allowance. So you just want to go like right on the edge. So if you pre-basted these side pieces, just sew over that same stitch line and it'll be fine. I wish I had this bag. I went to the doll factory. That'd be cool. So this is an upholstery fabric I got from Spotlight. So it's technically not to make bags, it's to make couch cover stuff, but whatever. Nobody tells me what to do, especially not fabric. All right, back stitch, like I always do. Oh, sorry, I moved the camera again. I've got a cord to make sure I don't run out of battery power on it, because I never know how long these are going to take. All right. So now that we're all basted and things match, we're going to make sure that I don't twist the zip and stuff that up another time. See, because it's all twisty. Right. So to stop that, I'm actually just going to zip it up a little bit, because it's always this end bit that gets me stuffed up. So, we're going to grab our lining pieces and pin them and stitch. And I am going to clip them because this is now quite bulky and I don't want it to move at all. And again, I'm facing the clips the way I'm going to stitch so that I can pull them off as I need them. And we're only going to stitch up to the sides. Lots of clips means less moving because I've used upholstery fabric, that middle pocket is super bulky. So I will be very surprised if it moves at all, ever. But that's fine. Okay, so now when I'm pinning the other side, the first thing I'm going to do is line up my accent panels, because that's something that you will notice on the bag if they don't sit right. So I start there, and then I'll work my way down and then up. Because if the bottom doesn't match, that actually doesn't matter, because you're going to sew it off anyway, and it'll be in the seam allowance. But it definitely matters about your accent panels, because that's the first thing people's eyes are drawn to. It's an accent. That's kind of the point. I'm grateful that you're always doing different patterns. So I am trying very, very hard to do at least one new pattern every week. I do have like a board full of orders, so that's why like the other video the other day was one I've already done, because I do still have to work. But I will try and do new patterns all the time. I have a board full of all the patterns I own. So I'm trying to avoid buying new ones. I know lots of people keep asking me to do the Shambhala bags, and they do look really cool, but I don't really own any, and I already have like 50 other patterns that I should do first. But in saying that, eventually I will probably try and buy them. Because that's who I am. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the bottom and work my way up. Because again, we've got the bulky pocket, so it's all sitting, I don't know if you can see this, but it's all not sitting flat, but that's meant to happen, so don't stress. It's all a bit, it's pulling because it's, you know, the pocket. You know what, actually, instead of pinning that side of the pocket, I'm going to stop there and sew this side because it's going to keep pulling anyway, and that's going to be annoying. There is a bottom. It is here. I have sewn half of it on. I haven't sewn the other half. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to sew it on because I think it's going to be easier for me that it's flat now. So I have attached one side, and I have attached one side of the lining, but basically I can stick my hand all the way through. So I'm going to sew the sides, and then I'll sew this bottom piece on because it's going to sit the bag up and change the way it's going to sit. And it's going to be easier to sew it flat. I like sewing flat. Okay. Now this bit is a bit bulky because it's got all the vinyl and everything. And I've put all my clips on upside down because I'm sewing from the wrong direction. Bugger. That's okay. These things happen. So we don't want to stitch through the stitches we did from the top. So when we stitched this top curvy bit, we had to stop 1/2 inch. So now we just want to sew up to next to those, but not through them. And I'm going to have a cord problem again. Hold on. I'm sorry the camera's moving. I'm trying to fix the cord issue. I keep knocking the cord with the bulk of the bag because it is such a big bag. And back stitch. There we go. So that's half the bag done. So now I can come and pin this side because I can pull on it and it won't matter because it won't move the clips on the other side. I'd also like to say thank you for everyone. I'm up to 100 people. I don't think I've ever had that many people watch at any one time. It's so exciting. All right, so I'm just making sure that I'm pulling this bit out here so that it doesn't fold and crinkle because that's also not what we want. And I'm putting lots and lots of clips on this side because it's going to shift because of the middle pocket and I don't want that. So again, coming with our seam allowance. I'm making sure my tails are all behind and out of the way. I'm going to back stitch and then off we go. So then I'm going to get up to here. I'm going to get to that join and then I'm going to pivot a little bit and go back down. Success. All right, so now I'm going to stitch the base on everywhere. So I'm going to attach this end and then the ends and then do the lining and then we're done. So again, your base lines up with the little cuts that are in the pattern. So make sure you do transfer them on. They are important. I'm using lots of clips because I don't want the bag to move. Clip that end. So this is probably the bit that's going to be the hardest. It's all potentially going to shift on you. So I don't know if you can see, but I'm using more clips than I normally would because I'm fighting against the natural shape. You have to cut the edges. So the pattern actually comes with these little here notches. So as long as you copy the pattern, you'll be fine. Alright, so I'm going to start at the notch, which just also happens to be the start of the stabilizer. If you wanted to put feet on the bag, probably do it before this step now, so put them in and then sew this. The time here is 10:24 a.m. on Thursday morning. Obviously morning, I said a.m. You? And back stitch. Sweet. So just to help myself, where the snips are, I'm just going to snip into the base piece, just because it's going to help it rotate. And so then I'm going to flatten out my side bulk. So that'll really help for domestic machines if you split this seam open. And then I'm going to pin, or clip, not pin, this down. So I'm going to put one on each side of the bolt so it'll hold. And then if you've ever made Lola by Swoon, it's the same base idea. Is it fall? Yes, it's autumn. Although there's not a lot of trees falling near me. Mine are all evergreens. I've got a lot of gum trees where I live, which is great. Because we live on the army base, we have a lot of, we actually have emus just walk down our street. You wouldn't believe it if you saw it. They're just driving along, and then there's an emu that just walks in front of you. Or like 6 kangaroos. I live opposite a school, so the kangaroos, like in the evening, are just laying on the oval. It's awesome. It is very cold. Okay, so that's all pinned. You should do a video of the emus. You know what? I could probably do that. All right, so this is going to be difficult. This is the difficult part of the bag. I can tell already. So you got to push down and squish this back like that. Squash it down. And then we're just going to line up with our other stitches. Make sure we back stitch and then stitch around that curve. I should not have used upholstery weight. That is definitely making this more difficult because it is so much thicker. Or whatever. We got there in the end. I will do a video of the emus, but I won't post it on YouTube. I'll put it in my group so you can see. Alright, so squish it down. Start where we left off. Pull the clips off as you go. Needle down. Fold the bag out of the way. I think I saw some form of a possum on the side of the road yesterday as I was driving along. Haha! Success! I wonder if the bag stands up. Oh, look! Yay! Alright. So now, what I'm going to do is on this end, on the other side, I might find the center because it's easier. Work my way out from there. So fold it in half, find the center. What is my machine? My machine is a Mitsubishi LS2130, which doesn't really mean all that much to me, funnily enough. It is just an industrial plane sewer that only does straight stitching. I did interface my upholstery weight. Hold on, I'll move the cord so I can see better. I did? Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. You all just come crashing down. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Now I've pushed a button. Okay, that was a disaster. I'm very, very sorry. Right. Yes, I did interface my upholstery weight. With Formfuse 1600. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I've pinned the middle just so I can find it. And then I'm just going to stitch probably 2 inches towards the edge. But I'm going to leave this gap to turn the bag through because it has no like pocket that I usually turn through. So we're actually going to do it through the bottom of the bag like the pattern says. So we start at the little clip line. And we're going to back stitch, stitch a couple of inches, and then back stitch and stop. And then come to the other end and do the same thing. We can still see you. Oh no, I didn't break my laptop. This sits on a stand. My phone's on a stand, but I've plugged it in with a cord so that I don't run out of battery because I'd hate for it to like cut out halfway through. Yeah, and I knocked the cord and it pulled the whole stand down. So I do apologize for that. That was my bad. Alright, so now I've got a nice big gap. I just want to now clip the last corner. So now, oh, there we go. So we're just going to pin the last sides. Or clip them, pin them, clip them, whatever. Like so. Probably don't need that many clips, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to sew that, and then I'll do the same to the other side, and then we just have to birth the bag. We're so close. Alright, make sure we back stitch. And you also want to make sure that you're not stitching through that pocket that we've put on the inside. We don't want to do that. That's a terrible idea. So home stretch. So again, I'm going to open this seam out, clip it, clip it. Get myself one. Alright, so again, make sure we don't stitch through the pocket. And then over the other side. Now I'm going to get my scissors and clip off any excess fabric here so it sits flatter. Because I'm all about it sitting flatter. It'll look nicer. Literally just hack at it. Even if you had like a little bit extra because you slipped, it's the lining and I don't think you'll notice anyway. Okay, moment of truth. Let's birth this bad boy. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand in and unzip that zipper the whole way because I put it down so I wouldn't twist it. And then I'm going to grab a corner. I'm going to shove it in like this, make like a finger or hand puppet, and then pull out the bag. Grabbing a corner is always the quickest way to do this, I find. I've inspired you to, aw, yay. I actually found a machine on the side of the road. It's like old school treadle. If I get it to work, I'm going to do a video of a bag on it just because I think it's going to be great. Alright. So I possibly should have left an extra inch. This is a little difficult to birth, but it's not the end of the world. Alright. There is our inner pocket. Hello, Liz. If you join my Facebook group and like follow it, I give people plenty of warning I'm doing videos or live ones. The other ones I don't. All right, so I'm gonna push on the base like so. Same with the other side. So I'm using my fingers to push out those corners so that they sit nice. So technically, that's what the bag's gonna look like. Ha 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 ha! I love it when I win. All right, so now we're just gonna pull that lining out again. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Obviously, I am nearly finished, so if you're leaving now, I totally understand. But I've still got to put my handles on and pin up the base. Welcome, Terry. Usually I don't do them when I don't know the pattern. This is a first for me, but it's been fun. I think I come up good, even with all my mistakes and the fact I dropped the camera. Huh. All right. So I'm just going to stitch along that edge. And then tuck it back into the bag. The real question is how is my middle pocket going? Not too bad. I love Swoon patterns too. They are definitely one of my favorite designers, not gonna lie. All right, so there's the bag part done. If you want to have a look inside, it's got that middle pocket. So now I just got to put my straps on and we're good to go. Ugh. Now, because I've got wider straps, I'm actually going to do 2 rivets per side because I think it's going to look nicer. Just for something different. You always just see me do 1. I love Brooklyn too. All right, so I'm going to go 1/2 inch up and I'm going to do 2 marks that are, you know, if they want to go. There we go. So 2 marks up. Now, because I'm using the thicker hardware, I'm going to go 1 1/4 inch up from those marks and then do some more. So with my thinner hardware, I use 1. With the thicker stuff, I use 1 1/4 to get all the way around. It does fit with 1, but it's very tight and it doesn't look as good. Been there, played that game. So I've got 4 marks per strap. So again, 1/2 inch up, 2 marks. So I'm going about 1/4 inch from the edge of my stitching is where I'm putting my marks because it is a wider strap. I wouldn't recommend this for thinner straps because I think they'd be a little bit too close unless you're using smaller rivets, in which case that would look cool. Okie dokie. So again, we're going to punch all the holes first. And if you're wondering why I'm twisting, it's because this is a little bit blunt now because I've had it for so long. So I get longer time out of it before I have to buy another one. And the twisting just makes sure it cuts the whole circle for me. You actually don't need that much. You need four rings and 2 zips is all you need for this bag. So it's really light on hardware, which is good. I mean, you could put bag feet in it if you wanted to. Obviously I didn't. I don't think it needs it really. It's going to hold a laptop anyway, so you'd want to put a lot of bag feet to be able to hold that up. So these rivets are 9x9 that I'm using. If you were going to put them on a thinner strap, you would probably use a 7, I think. Okay, so when I do straps like this, here's another little tip for those that are still here. Where the gap is, I always put the gap to the center of the bag. So I'll show you what I mean. So the join for the handles is here. I always point it facing the center like that. I think it looks nicer, but that's just me. That's what I like to do. All right, and so then I'm going to push the post through, clip on the caps. And again, because I've done the 1 1/4, that fits nicely without me having to struggle with the bag too much. And then just up and in. And so then again, we come around, we go up. It doesn't really matter which side you stick the post in if you're using double cap rivets. If you are not using double caps, you always want them on this shorter side so that you won't see them when the bag's being held. So if you accidentally bought not double capped rivets, I would probably use, I reckon I use 5 bag feet or 6 probably. I do 2, 2 and 2 to keep the weight up because it is going to have a laptop and papers and your phone and probably pens, and so it will have a fair amount of weight in it. So I would be more inclined to do more feet rather than less. Also, if you've never watched a video, I like to stand up when I do rivets. I don't know why, it's just a thing. I think it's because I get like my weight on the cam press. Makes it a bit easier. Last side to go. Oops, post first. Silly. I really like this bag. I'm excited to finish this video and then go do another non-live and make another one. Whoops, too hard. Whoopsie-doodle. Okay, so we're all done. What I will be doing as soon as I get off camera, in fact I could probably do it now, is I'm going to come down and I'm going to pinch this bottom seam to make sure that it fits and sits flatter, because I obviously don't want it bulging and rolling. Are you going to top stitch around the bag? I did actually think about that because I think it would look nice as well. You know what? Let's do it. Whatever. Can't hurt. Let's do top stitching. I was just thinking that. I'm like, I don't like the way that's sitting down. I think it would look good with a top stitch. This is definitely going to be easier, and from now on, I will do this. So these straps are 24 inches, and I can still get it over my arm comfortably. If you like your bag sitting lower than that, you might want them longer, or alternatively, you could make a shoulder strap and then just attach it to here and the opposite one with little clips if you wanted to have it sit lower. I really like the way that sits. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to go to 3 3/4 stitch length, which is my decorative one. And I'm going to try and start in a corner. Now I will say that when I'm not on live video, this will be done on my cylinder machine because it's going to be way, way easier. But I'm still going to do it for you now because why not? So that's where the domestic will outdo people with industrials like this. The domestic, you can prop it up on some books so that you can have that cylinder kind of effect. So that would be very much easier for you guys. And because it's not too thick, your top stitching on this would be very cool. I'm going to do a full 1/4 inch. Because I feel like 1/2 inch is going to look a bit dodgy. This is not so much hard. This flat bit's fine. It was just getting it into the initial corner because I'm stitching from the lining side. If I was trying to stitch from the outside of the bag, I would turn the whole bag inside out and do it that way because it would be easier. But as it stands at the moment, it's not that difficult, really. I've definitely done harder stuff than this. And so now also because I'm in here, right? Needle down and I just lift and pivot and I'm on the other side. So I think the main part of the difficulty was getting the bag under originally because as it stands now, the sewing is quite easy. I'm just making sure that it's folded properly because I don't want to see the lining on the outside. So I'm just pulling it back with my fingers. You also probably do this before you stitch the whole bag together. So when you just have to stop at your 1/2 inch seam allowance and then you top stitch and stop at the 1/2 inch seam allowance. Always when you're readjusting too, keep your needle down. I'm also going to chop that tail out of my way now so it doesn't get in the way. So again, I'm coming into the final kind of corner bit. And then I'm just going to backstitch. Boom. Yes, I already like that better. There we go. Now it sits nicely. I put clips on the seams. Yeah, that's very clever too. You could have also ironed this. As you can see, my bag needs like a final press, which is fine. I will get to that. But that come up really nicely. Once that has a nice press to it, see that zip? See how I'm just kind of fiddling with it and now it's sitting straight? It's just because it needs a final press. But the bag worked out really well. I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, so if you were going to do bag feet, I'd be doing 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there if you wanted the bag feet in the bottom. And yeah, always remember to do this little kind of pinching move to get your seams nice. But no, I'm very happy with that. Holy moly, we have 120 people watching. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. I genuinely do mean that. It gets me very excited. Usually I only have like 40 people join, so this has been fun. But yeah, so we are all done with the bag. I love it. I think we did really well. I made a few mistakes, but these things happen. We can fix anything. So don't be disheartened if you sew your zip-on wrong, because I literally just did that and we still got the bag finished. Yeah, I think that's about all. I'm going to go and have some refreshments, and then I will probably record a non-live version of this bag for people that don't enjoy the lives. Yeah. So you guys have a great day, and I will try and do more tutorials next week, and I will do another live for you. So join my Facebook group if you want to find out when they are, because I mainly do it in there and not just in the Sew Whatever group, because that's her group. Oh, I've only made some totes. Oh, you should definitely try some more bags. I have lots and lots of tutorials on lots of easy bags. Bonnie by Swoon's quick and simple and looks awesome. It always looks awesome. Oh, what? Oh, so Susie, could you please put another link to my Facebook group? Because she's been all over that. Did I just see that we got to 2,000? Oh, yay. Okay, so definitely come and join my group as well, because I want to do a sew-along. I'm going to do a sew-along. It's going to be fun. We're going to do like a sister swap thing. I mean, not a sew-along. Oh, my goodness. There we go. So there's the link in the description, in the comments now. So I will go and add everybody that has just decided to join my group, and I will see you all soon. Bye, guys.